one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
And good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to the Brand Momentum Morning Show. I'm your host, Faith James. And how are you doing? Let me know in the chat. How was your weekend? What did you do? Let's have a quick chat about that. If this is your first time joining us, this is your daily dose of vitamin I, your inspiration to help you get through all things life and business. And we do what I like to call a little bit of reading, a little bit of coaching, a little bit of training, and then we take action. So the key to really developing that momentum muscle, if you will, is hearing the information and then applying it. So I'm never about just rah and helping everybody feel good, and then we go back to regularly scheduled programming. No, we get to interrupt that cycle. We get to really get to a place of knowing that there is more for us to do in this life, in this world. We get to know that there's such great just possibility and potential for all of us, for all of our lives, for all of the people for whom God has assigned us. They're waiting for you. Your people are waiting for you. And you get to be ready. You get to be in momentum, and we get to do this. So let's see who's in the studio with us this morning. Good morning, beautiful Vivian. How are you? How was your weekend, Vivian? What did you do this weekend? Good morning, Facebook user. Who is this? And who is this? Good morning, Facebook user. So if you would like to have your name shown, you can exit the show. There's going to be a link that says I'm going live using StreamYard. Click here to give permission. That is how you get your name shown, or you can hop on over to the YouTube channel and your name will be seen that way. Good morning, beautiful Marion. How are you? Hello, gorgeous Amber. Oh, that's so wonderful. Being connected with family is beautiful. And I'm so happy for you. You haven't seen them in 2 years. I know, just with the pandemic, with social distancing, it's probably going on similarly that I haven't seen my family, and, just holding out hope that, soon and very soon, we will also be connected in person. So that is super good. So we continue to read from the book, The Audacity to Be Queen. And we are in the section where we're talking about discovering your divine assignment. So Vivian says her weekend was great. Oh, that's wonderful. Self-care, it's so amazing. So I'm trying to remember who I heard. Oh, this was actually Lisa Cohn, who was at my Being the CEO of You retreat. She gave this really wonderful point of view that anytime you're doing something, and if you start to sense any amount of guilt, that's the clue to you that it's something that's good that you're doing for yourself. So if you're taking time off, if you are just relaxing, reading a book, watching TV, whatever it is, and you start to feel like, oh, I should be doing something else, that's exactly the clue that what you're doing is the right thing, because it's so easy that we put ourselves to the back. That is not queen behavior, right? Queens prioritize their self-care. So I love that you did that, Vivian. Morning, beautiful Khadija. How are you, sunshine? I love it. Yes, absolutely. And my big breakthrough and aha in my leadership program was it doesn't have to be either or. And so it's not being a great mom or taking care of yourself. It's being a great mom and taking care of yourself. And Hans de Graaf, who was also at the being the CEO of You Retreat, he's a CEO and founder of the Brainfulness Institute in the Netherlands, said it's not about balance. And I just love this new reframing. So balance, if you think about like a seesaw, right? It's like you're struggling to keep both sides of the teeter-totter like here. That's a lot of stress. But if it's like up and down and that, and there you go into the flow. So one person goes up and then one person goes down and one person goes up and one person goes down. It's such a graceful place to be. Such a graceful place to be. So I love that you did that. And I love that you're coming into the awareness that even if it's just 30 minutes, because that would be my thing too. If I can't spend a full hour luxuriating, well, it's not worth it. Why even bother? Just keep working. So for me, for my weekend, yesterday, after I, spent some time with my hubby and we actually played a game of chess that I initiated. So I'm also doing my own work of just dedicating quality time, free time, with the people that are in your life that you love. And so we played a game of chess before he headed out to meet some of his friends to play golf. And then when he left, I took a nap. I literally put on my could have been Audible or audiobooks. I have both. And I just let the book play. And then I just drifted off into a beautiful nap. And then I woke up, did a little bit of work, and then I put my workout gear on and I went out and I did a 3-mile walk. And it was so beautiful. And I was just out there being in such gratitude, thinking, I'm so glad that I did this. I'm so glad that I now have this awareness that I get to do this. And it's not like, oh, you could have been sending out emails. You could have been doing this. All of those things will still be there. If we are not taking care of ourselves as queens, then nothing gets done in the right way with the right mindset. So as I was walking, this is so funny. I want to share this with you guys. So it was breezy yesterday. So all the palm trees are just, and all of the pine trees and all the trees and bushes are just like going. And I visualized in my mind. So where we live, there's, the Ave Maria University. So I was walking through sort of like between like the library and some of the dorms and the campus halls. And so there's like this long paved walkway. And then on either side, there are all of the palm trees and the bushes and everything. And they were just going and doing, and in my mind, I visualized, so I want everybody to do this. I visualized that these were throngs of people like celebrating me as queen as I came down the walk. And I literally look from side to side. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm acknowledging them. Like, look, they're so grateful. They're so happy that I'm here. And I'm so grateful that they're grateful. Like I literally visualize that. And I can't even tell you how my energy lifted. So don't think it's silly. Try it. One of the things I teach my clients is go on a wealth walk. And what that means is as you're out walking, because it's so important to get connected back into nature, like we come from one energy, we come from one universe. We are a part of the trees and the trees are a part of us, right? We are all created from the same form. And so we are all together one. I am just expressed in a different form and the trees are expressed in a different form, but it all comes from that same one place. Let me know if this is landing, if you guys are getting what I'm saying. So as I was walking out, each blade of grass, each palm frond, I was saying it represented $1 million. So as you walk out and you look around and you're like, wow, look at all the wealth that I'm surrounded by. With just such ease, I can go pluck $1 million off the tree right now. And then I said to myself, well, why not $1 billion? And then I pushed even, I'm like, why doesn't every grass represent $1 trillion? Why not? Right? the universe is ever expanding. It's full of it is limitless. So when you do that exercise, it takes the limits off of your mind. That yes, I am walking through this galleyway and all of the trees and the palms with their billion trillion dollars just waving at me, just glorifying me as I come down this walk. And it was so good. I encourage each and every one of you to do that. So good. And when you're thinking of queen, that's queen stuff. Yeah, right? Queens have people fanning and fawning over them and celebrating them. And so you get to do that even if it's with the palm trees in your neighborhood, because the power of your mind to visualize, and then when your body reacts to it, because it will create a chemical reaction. Because I literally felt it in my stomach, like, oh my gosh. Like they're all, and I look even at the trees way beyond, and just, they were just waving at me like, hi, Faith, so good to see you. Please try that. It is a beautiful gift you give yourself. And the one thing I want to leave with before we get into the reading is think about it, right? When you think about, we're all matter. When you hear the word matter, right? It's like form. But if you think about it in another way, it's saying that you matter. You are matter and you matter. Let that sink in for you. Let that resonate for you. There is no sort of mishap to why it's called matter. In tangible form, you are matter. You come from matter. You matter. So Queen, know that you matter. Good morning, beautiful Jennifer Jacqueline. Welcome to the studio. I love that you're here. Listen, you see, this is a dedication. And Dearest is like, I'm listening in the car. This is what I'm talking about. The even though, nevertheless, even though I'm on my way to an appointment, I'm going to redeem the time and get my daily dose of vitamin I from the car. Indira, my love, I see you. I recognize you. I honor your queen behavior. I love it. Yes. Vivian loves it too. Good morning, beautiful Melody Dixon. Yes, Sherpa, I received that. Thank you. So Jacqueline says she went to a dance class with her friends. She watched, I don't know who that is, Vic DeBito. Dinner, boating, said, yes, yeah, exactly. Live that queen life. Be out there full and fully expressed. Yes, luxuriated, and it felt so great. This is what we're called to do. When God created the earth, what was Adam's job? Adam was meant to be luxuriating in the Garden of Eden, eating pomegranates and apples and naming animals, and then taking a nice long walk under the cool breeze with God. That's all he was supposed to do. That was his life. That was his divine assignment. And so we get to get in momentum to get back to that. I love it. Good morning, Brenda Warren. Oh, where have you been? We've missed you too, love. Thanks for being here. Oh, I love it. Yeah, Jacqueline says she did a gratitude walk on Sunday morning too. Beautiful. Yes, see each tree, leaf, each palm frond, each blade of grass as representing total abundance, total wealth, total prosperity, in whatever way that resonates with you. And as you walk through it, you feel the energy, the truth that you are surrounded. There is a limitless supply of wealth and prosperity, evidence, nature, as you walk out. Like it's showing you. Sometimes we love to believe like I say, our lying eyes wants to tell us nothing's working out good, everything's a problem. But if you look beyond your lying eyes and you look to nature, there is proof positive. There is the evidence there. That's your receipt. Good morning, beautiful Juliet. How are you, gorgeous? Listen to me. What was that soup that you had? I mean, I didn't even know what it was, but you know me, food is my friend. So I love it. I'm like, yes, please. And thank you. Yes, let that overflow. I love it. Okay. So let's get into the reading. And please share and tag. There's so many people loitering around this planet, not knowing their divine assignment. Have you ever gotten to a place where it could be a movie theater, it could be a Broadway show, it could be on an airline, where you are on and there's no seat for you? Somebody is in 4E. There was like a mix up. They printed 4E twice, and you get on and somebody else is sitting in that seat and you're just standing there loitering, waiting for the flight attendant to sort it out. Who's ever had that happen? Right? You get to a movie theater or you get to a Broadway show and it's standing room only because everybody else got their assignment. They got their assigned seats and you were out there dilly-dallying. So when the tickets went on sale, you missed it. When the assignments were being given out, you missed it. And then you show up and you have to stand loitering in the back, trying to see what's happening on stage. Get your seat. Show up, get your assignment, get your seat. So when you show up, that seat, has reserved. That's queen stuff. Queens have their seats reserved. They're not hustling, bustling, elbowing people out of the way. I don't need to rush. I don't need to be stressed out. My seat is reserved for me. Go taxing people who are loitering and don't have their seat, don't have their assignment. Discovering your divine assignment. Your divine assignment is your purpose for being at any given moment. Your purpose for being. I always talk about this is why I'm so latched onto this moving forward. The beingness, the being the CEO of you, the being the CEO, the feeling, the embodiment. It's not about, how to do an ad or how to send an email. Those are mechanics. Those are tasks. We have our VA team who's going to help you with that when you're in the CEO boot camp. But it's the beingness, it's the presence. Are you radiating queendom? Are you radiating CEO of your life, of your business? Or are you just hurrying and scurrying, getting stuff done? We've all been given unique and glorious assignments, small and large. None is better or worse. I'm going to read that again. We've all been given unique and glorious assignments, small and large. None is better or worse. So stop the looking over the people's fence, stop the comparison, stop looking at what they're doing versus what you're doing. Your assignment is yours and it's different. It's neither good nor bad. It's neither better nor worse. It's just yours. And the time that you spend looking at what other people are doing is a time you get to spend minding your business and focusing on your lane. Forget which Olympics it was, Michael Phelps, and I forget the name of his nemesis from South Africa, just was like gnawing at it, just doing the most, trying to get under Michael Phelps' skin. And this was like a monumental race moment because I think this would have been either his 7th or 8th gold medal. And so as when they show you the pre-warm-up, he's the guy who's his nemesis from South Africa, he's doing the most. He's shaking and he's shaking out his arm and he's doing this and he's just doing the most. Michael Phelps got the beats on, hoodie up, like focusing, focus. They hit the blocks and the whistle, go, dive into the water. Going, this is gold medal time, going. The guy from South Africa, so in his mind, all he can think is Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps has him like lost. You can see on the film, he looks up as he's swimming to see where Michael Phelps is. Even to that time, Michael Phelps has not left the water, meaning his head has not left the water. He's just there doing, and so he's not focused. He's not worried. He's not concerned. He is swimming. What, Momentum Crew? He is swimming #unbothered. So Michael Phelps is doing what Michael Phelps does. This one over here is so steady, concerned, looking over into Michael Phelps' lane, trying to see, guess what? Boom. That second that he took his eyes off of his lane slowed him down. Within like a half a second or a second, Michael Phelps won. Because Michael Phelps was blinders on, eyes on the prize, focus. I'm not trying to worry about you. I'm running. I'm swimming my race. Be like Michael Phelps. So none better or worse. And not one of them is boring. because that's what we do. Oh, somebody once said to me, oh, your business is so fun. You talk about branding. Mine is like boring. If you look at your gifting as boring, what do I always say to you? That's like you slapping God in the face. That's like you saying, oh, you made a mistake, God. You didn't do it right. You should have given me that. It's like your hand saying, oh my gosh, I'm not worthy. I'm not required. The head gets all of the praise. I'm going to lop myself off. All parts of your body are different, but they come together to make the whole, all equally necessary. Being spiritually open and closely connected to God, you'll start to get clearer and clearer about what is meant for you in this current season and in this lifetime. The divine assignment for Jill was to look at, this is Jill previously mentioned in the book, look at what it really meant to be a great mother. Our society puts us in either or world. When Jill stepped into her queenhood, she took a stand for this and letting herself explore what it would look like to prioritize her children and herself and her husband, right? We were just having this conversation with Vivian. It's not either or, it's and that. It's I'm a good mother, I'm a queen mother, and I take care of myself, and I love on my husband. Jill's entire family is happier because she voiced her truth and fulfilled her divine assignment. This is the way everybody wins. Sometimes your focus will be brought to something momentous, like figuring out your life's purpose, accepting your mother for who she is, undergoing a major health transformation, or forgiving an ex. Or times you'll be given a more bite-sized, though no less significant divine assignment to schedule a dentist appointment, treat a friend to lunch, resume your skincare routine, including the toner, empty your inbox, or give up caffeine. Whatever your assignment, it is designed to move you further on your epic journey. The double blessing of fulfilling your divine assignment is that while you become your best self and experience life at its fullest, you're making a difference in the lives of others the way that only you can. The way that only you can is so important, because sometimes we get caught up in, oh, well, so-and-so is also a health coach. And if I say my assignment is to be a health coach, then I'm going to feel second. I'm going to feel inferior. I'm going to feel like I'm copying that person because they were doing health coach first. Your epic journey in the way only you can. So Heather might be a health coach, rocking it out, right? In DC, working with her clients. And you're a health coach in Iowa, rocking it out, working with your clients. And it doesn't mean that the two can't be coexisting. I bring you back to the awareness of McDonald's and Burger King coexisting happily on opposite corners of a street. Anybody ever seen that? You see the manager for Burger King out there wringing his hands every day. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. You know, I thought we were going to own the whole like burger and fries thing. And look, McDonald's, there are billions. If McDonald's out there saying like 1 billion served, that would be like, oh my gosh, don't even touch that. They're already serving 1 billion. They've got the whole world covered. Let's go do something else. No. Burger King, Five Guys, Chick-fil-A. I mean, name all the fast, quick food places. Unbothered. Because not everybody who loves McDonald's is also going to have a love for Burger King, and vice versa. There's some people who are like, nope, it's Chick-fil-A or nothing else. So everybody has their people. Some people, oh my gosh, I can't deal with the Burger King fries. Oh, McDonald's, they've got the best fries. Some people, vice versa. Oh my gosh, Wendy's fries are the best. The seasoned fries. They all have their people. So the time and energy that we spend worrying about the existence of somebody else who might be in our category takes us away from the divine assignment. Develop your spiritual superpowers, which is desire. All you need is a desire to have a stronger relationship with the universe, and you'll see co-creation manifestations that add sparkle to your life. So you get to check in. Do you desire a deeper connection with God? If I were to turn my camera around and show you on my manifested wall, I talk about this all the time because it's important. At the top of everything, so I've got the big house, I've got the $1 million sign, I've got the the car, the Bentley, all of it. But at the top on the wall is a graphic that says, "Seek first the kingdom." So if you have a manifested wall, if you have a vision board, if you have anything where you're saying, these are the desires of my heart, I want you to look around. Is there anything in there about the kingdom? Because if it's not, then that's your opportunity to really check in to say, is that a desire of yours? Do you want all these things, but you have no desire? Scripture says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Yes, ma'am. I so appreciate you for recognizing the gifting that it is, because this level of work, this level of work and introspection and holding people accountable and giving assignments is a paid program. We're going to be doing this and more in the CEO bootcamp. Like this, I'm just giving you a little tapas, a little, appetizer. The CEO bootcamp is going to be straight fire. Yep. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Good morning, Facebook user. If you want to go over to the YouTube channel, we can see your name, or exit now and click on I'm going live using StreamYard and click that link to give permission to use your name. Yes, it's absolute truth. Absolute truth. Jacqueline says, I have a Taylor Trudeau's down from over 25 years. I have my people and he's got his people too, unbothered. Exactly. That's just the attitude. The pie is big enough for everyone. The pie keeps getting bigger. The pie is limitless. If you can shift in your mindset when you talk about, I get my, my share of the pie, or my part of the American dream, it's limitless. The physical universe is ever expanding. Every year, more and more, new planets are being discovered. The universe is about more life. It is not contracting. It is expanding. And so we get to expand along with it if we can come to that awareness, if we can come to that consciousness that says, I am created from the universe. The universe created me. God created the universe. God created me. So if God is about more life and the universe is expanding, that means I too, because I am from the same source material. Right? I am from the same source material. Water, right? The chemical makeup is H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. But water in its liquid form manifests differently. It's still H2O. When it's ice, it's still H2O, just in a different form. And when it's vapor, it's right. It's all H2O, just in different forms. So it's so important that we understand that. Yes, Jennifer, let me just let you know, my Bentley on the wall is a baby blue. I think I saw Tyler Perry gave Oprah as a gift a baby blue Bentley. And I was like, ooh, we love that. We love the baby blue. So that's exactly what's on. And in addition to my black Range Rover. So listen, we get to have all of that, but you also get to understand that there is a formula. Seek first the kingdom, and all these other things will be added onto you. So all of these other things I have here, I'm like, yes, Lord, I have the seek first the kingdom graphic, and then I know all these other things will be added onto me. Yes. Amen and amen and amen. No limits whatsoever. None. So if it sounds too easy or too good to be true, it's only because you're listening to the ways of the world rather than Spirit's generous invitation. There is no thing that is too big for our God. Momentum crew, I need you to get this in your soul. Stop trusting, believing, listening to your lying eyes. Believe the word of God when he says, it's my pleasure to give you the kingdom. And in the kingdom, the streets are paved with diamonds and rubies and citrine and sapphire and amethyst. Hello, somebody. If you have a kingdom, the streets have precious jewels on the streets. What do you think is in the castle? If the streets look like that, it's limitless. Good morning, Carrie, my love. Yes, and we are so grateful that you are here. Shout out to Carrie tuning in all the way from Jamaica, my hometown. So listen to Spirit's generous invitation. If you start by letting Source, God, know about your interest in an intimate connection, I promise it'll meet you where you're at in a way that you are certain that Spirit is showing up in your life. When I communicate to God my request, my prayer looks something like this. Okay, so we get to see what Gina, communicates with God. Dear God, I'm ready for more. More fun, more miracles, more power, more wisdom, more abundance, and more love. I know you are the source of all these, and I'm asking you to show me how I can deepen my connection with you. When I pray, I say, God, give me big faith, give me bigger faith. Help me to have more faith, because that is the centerpiece. That is the centerpiece of the ask, because you can't ask God for stuff and don't believe. I'm going to read you a scripture. This has been such an anchoring point for me, for my conversations that I have with anybody in the community. When you say you're desirous of more and you want and you're praying to God, but you don't believe, you're still having the backpack of doubt on your back while you're going to God. It doesn't work. Show me how to be more of the woman you created me to be. Show me how to be of greater service in the world. I'm asking you to flow through me in a bigger way. Thank you for my life. Thank you for this relationship. Thank you for your unconditional love. And so it is. You get to ask. So let me just read for you. So important that we come back to the awareness of this, because sometimes we wonder, we're asking and your lying eyes are telling you nothing's happening, nothing's working. So let me bring you back to James. So in the book of James, it's James 1. We start off reading at 5. So James 1 verse 5. But if any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it. He is generous and enjoys giving to all people, so he will give you wisdom. Listen in. But when you ask God, you must believe and not doubt. Anyone who doubts is like a wave in the sea, blown up and down by the wind. Such doubters are thinking two different things at the same time, and they cannot decide about anything to do. I really want my business to grow, but I don't know where to find the people. I really want my connections to deepen, but I don't really have the time, right? Listen in, watch this. Such doubters are thinking two different things at the same time, and they cannot decide about anything they do. They should not think they will receive anything from the Lord. They should not think they will receive anything from the Lord. So check in with where you are, check in with what you're asking. Are you doubting? Are you believing? If I had say to you, yes, God is going to multiply your business tenfold. Do you believe me when I say that? Or are you thinking, my lying eyes have shown me my bank account, I only have $2,200, so I'm not sure how that's going to, and I don't believe it. Then when you are going and petitioning God, he knows you don't believe it. That's why you don't get anything, because you don't believe. So the thing to ask for, this is what I pray for. I say, God, give me big faith. Jesus says, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can tell that mountain, throw yourself into the sea, and it will be done. Every time I think about that, I'm like, wow, really? help me get there. Help me feel that level of faith. That is my big ask. That is my prayer always, to believe. And so this is right. I'm taking it from the word of God. This is not paraphrasing or anything. Such doubters are thinking two different things at the same time, and they cannot decide about anything they do. So wishy-washy. Who in here is feeling wishy-washy? Who here knows they've been wishy-washy? From the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, one of the markers of leadership is being able to be quick and decisive with your decision making. You're not all over the show, I'm not sure, back and forth in analysis paralysis. That's when it says they cannot decide about anything that they do. You're hemming and hawing, this and that, up and chaos, confusion. They, the doubters, should not think they will receive anything from the Lord. Listen, God is a faithful God and he is true, but he will tell you exactly what it is. He's not masking anything. He's not trying to have you like figure it out. It's an open book test. That's the answer right there. You want more? You want to see more? You want to experience more? You want to be in the fullness of more life? You get to believe God. You get to believe that you are able to do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You get to believe that God is your source. He is your defender, your protector, the lifter of your head. You get to believe that he said, be still, patience, be still and know that I am God, that he and he alone is God. If you don't believe that, then you can't petition God for your needs because he knows you don't believe. Somebody ever give you like a backhanded compliment? Somebody ever like kind of say, oh, that's so nice. And they just told so-and-so, oh my gosh, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. How could she have worn that? Because he's the Alpha, the Omega. He knows everything. So he already knows when you come to him, you don't believe. So this is why when you come, you acknowledge, God, you know my heart. I am weak in this area. My faith is really low. And God, I am desirous of bigger faith. I know, God, that you said, if I delight myself in you, you'll give me the desires of my heart. God, that you said I should seek first the kingdom and all other things will be added on to me. But as I come to seek the kingdom, I need to also come and seek the kingdom with faith, with increasing faith and belief. When Peter saw Jesus walking on the water, then when they were sleeping and they thought it was a ghost, and Jesus was like, no, it's just me. And Peter was like, hey, wait a minute, you're walking on water. I want to do that too. Hey, wait a minute, you have a podcast. I want a podcast too. Hey, that person just did like 2 Facebook lives back. I want to try that too. Hey, that person did a book launch. Whatever. Jesus says, come, launch your podcast, launch your Facebook show. Send out your email series, create a new whatever, come. And Peter stepped out of that boat and was walking on the water. How was he walking on the water? Because he had total faith. His eyes were fixed on Christ. And because of that, Peter, a natural human, just like me and you, was able to walk on water. What happened the minute he took his eyes off Jesus? When he was looking down and seeing, wait a minute, we're out like 100 feet of water. Oh no, I'm going to drown. You know what happened? He started to drown. So my question is, queens, are you cursing your life or are you prophesying over your life? When you say, oh, I can't do this, or nobody comes to my lives, or nobody's buying my book, you are cursing your life. Your words have power. And God said, let there be light. The word is powerful. So when you think you're just venting, it's like, oh, I'm just having a moment. Oh, girl, you are cursing your life. I need you to hear me tell you that and believe that you are cursing your life. And at the same time, you are shaming God. You are spiting God. You are slapping God in the face because he is the one who created you. He is the one that says you're a masterpiece. So if you're saying your life is just like a dust bowl, you're basically saying the creator created a dust bowl and he's no good. So you get to think about, what has your life been this whole however many years you've been at this intentional? What has it been like? Has it been the same thing? Does it feel like Groundhog Day every year? It's the same thing, different day? When is it your time to do a new dance? When is it your time to learn a new step? When is it your time to be fully open, to be fully surrendered and say, God, your will be done? When you can get into that place and totally believe, God, your will be done. Jesus modeled that behavior when he was about to be crucified. He called on the Father and said, take away this cup of suffering, but let your will, not my will, let your will be done. If we can get into that place of surrender, of asking, of saying, this is what I am asking God. What am I here to do? How am I meant to be showing up? And take it off of our own shoulders and just being in a place of allowance. God's will be done is allowance. That you're not trying to fight it and do your thing. And you're, we have a saying in Jamaica, gotta man a plan, gotta wipe out. That means you over here doing this. God's just canceling all of that because that wasn't his will. But you want to be stubborn and do your own thing. So guess what? He's just going to cancel all of that because that's not his will for you. Yes, that is a moral. And if you're stuck in disbelief, can't believe, try to believe, but it didn't work, so you stop. My invitation to you is to try again. Is to see the evidence around you. Nature is your evidence that you're a queen walking through the walkway. All the trees are acknowledging you and celebrating you. When the branches are going, they're celebrating you. They're like, wow, you're beautiful. Look at this magnificent queen come through. Come through, queen. That if you can embody that, if you can believe for that, right? Faith is believing in things yet unseen, but you believe. Anchor yourself in something greater than your own mind, your own limited mind. I tell you all the time, the human brain, we only use about 11% of the power, the capacity. So let that sink in. Exactly. It's a birthright. He wants us to have the best, and you get to believe that. If you don't believe it, whatever else comes out of your mouth after that is irrelevant. So check in with your asking and check in with your belief. Can you believe? Let that be your assignment. Let that be your asking. Let that be where you get so clear that is what you're desirous of. Don't shrink back absolutely. That's so good, because oftentimes I think it's a Thomas Jefferson quote, opportunity shows up and it looks like work because it's wearing overalls and you're like, nope, not going to do that. But it was your great opportunity. And so we get to stay open. Yes. Ooh, Keisha, I love that. Grand Rising Queen. I love that. Good morning, Queen. Good to have you in the studio with us. Yes, we get to look for the evidence. Now, evidence sometimes doesn't just mean it happened to you. Evidence means you witnessed it. I saw it. So the evidence of, me in 2016, when I was believing for being the CEO of me, and I set out to do my first Branding Over Brunch event, and I believed and stepped out on faith and spent thousands of dollars to put on that event at a country club, all of the accoutrements included. Yes. Shout out to Melody Dixon, who's event planner extraordinaire. She will tell you, when you do a country club event with food and buffet and videographer and coffee stations, right? It's not cheap, but I'm believing I'm stepping out in faith that my divine assignment God has made known to me. I'm stepping out into it. My intention was to have at least certainly 15, 20 people when I make my offer at the end of my event, sign up in my branding programs and say, yep, ready. Do you know what happened? One person who I coined a phrase now, I call her my day one, Melody Dixon, the one person who bought a package from me for $297. Now, at the end of that, listen, I was still side hustling because I was still in my corporate. So I spent 25 plus years in corporate advertising, marketing, right? I got on a plane from PBI and flew out to go to my destination for a meeting in Monday morning. I could have looked at that and said, wow, what a massive failure. What a big embarrassment. What a shame. How am I going to take the shame out of my eye? Right? But instead, because I'm believing, the evidence for me was somebody bought something. When you have big faith and you're looking through not clouded eyes, but you're looking through revealed and enlightened eyes, you see what's good first as opposed to what's bad. The lying eyes are trained. It's like the bionic eyes. Let me look for the bad. Let me look for the negative. Oh my gosh, those people did X, Y, and Z. They didn't do this. Oh, that didn't work. It's just like a heat-seeking missile for what's bad, what's wrong. And so Melody Dixon, my day one, bought a package for $297. This was back in 2016. Here we sit in 2021. I am still in my divine assignment. My divine assignment continues to be revealed even more and more. I sit here in front of you telling you that right now to work with me one-on-one for 6 months, it's $14,000 and that price is going to $50,000 at the end of the summer. So for those of you who are not in platinum, you're going to see I'm sending an email out. Get in, be like Angel, be like Juliet, be like who signed up just now? Sharon. Grandfather yourself into the price because it's gone after it's gone. It's never coming back. So if you want my agency to do all of your branding for you and you just sit back and approve stuff, you want to get it and grandfather yourself. But here's the point I'm making. The evidence I took was somebody bought something. That means there's something good in what I'm doing. So let me go retool. Let me come up with a different type of offer. Next year, I did my second Branding Over Brunch event. Sold 20 packages at $2,500 each. Next year, came back, $5,000 each. Next year, $9,000 each. Next year, 12. This year, 14. At the end of the year, it's going to be 50. So this is what I'm saying to you. It's not just like this. When you believe and you keep doing and you keep trusting God, it goes like this. You hit that tipping point and then it's just 10x tenfold. You're like, now you're universal stratosphere. Who wants that? It starts with a relationship with God. It starts with a belief. And I tell you the story before, my walk with God was not this big and bold and loud and proud. My relationship was like, hey, Jesus, deuces. Like I knew him. I knew he was cool, but we weren't, we weren't kikiing every day. Hey, Jesus, deuces. I'll see you on Sunday. I'll see you on Christmas. See you at Easter, maybe. But there's not some brunch thing happening that I get to go to. So the evidence is not just yours, it's mine. Use my evidence. You can say, I know this chick named Faith, and she's always talking about how when she started her business and spent all this money, only one person bought a thing for her for $295. She was in the hole from the word go. And she kept her faith and she kept building and she kept believing and she kept showing up and she kept trusting. And this is what God wants. He wants to experience this life that I'm having right now through me. But it doesn't happen for you if you don't believe. And if you don't believe right now, you can ask God, give me, that has been my number one prayer. Lord, give me big faith. Help me increase my faith. Show me how to believe more. Because that's the secret sauce. That's the key that opens up the door to every single thing you want. Even though, nevertheless, even though I just spent thousands of dollars putting on this event and only one person bought a package for $297, which can't pay for the first bill, nevertheless, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to retool my programming. I am going to come back and do a second annual branding over brunch, even though, nevertheless, even though all signs, my lying eyes are telling me nobody's going to show up to your event, nobody's going to get on your live, nobody's going to do anything, nobody's opening up your email, your click-through rate is like 2%. Nobody cares about what you're saying. Nevertheless, I will continue to refine and hone my messaging. I will continue to do what I get to do to be of service to my people. Absolutely. Calling the things that are not as if they were. This is why I tell you guys, anything that you learn, you have all these gurus and it's all first from God. Just go right to the source. Just go right to the source. It's not about your metrics. It's not about this. That's all after the stuff. If you don't believe, if you're not here connected to, it's going to be a hard way to go. Call it in. Joel 3:10 says, let the weak say they're strong, right? Setting intentions, manifestations, already in the Bible, nothing new. Yeah, it is kind of fun. And God gets the glory. That's the other thing. When your magic starts to happen, you get to glorify God. When he healed those 10 lepers and only one came back to thank him, lay prostrate on the ground and say, thank you, Lord, for my leprosy. It's gone. And then Jesus says, we're not 10 healed. We're the other 9. That's the other part. Gratitude. Every single thing that when Jesus did a miracle, you read the Bible, you'll see, and he thanked the Father before he turned those loaves to feed the 5,000. He first thanked God. He looked up to the heavens and he thanked God. So you get to believe and you get to have gratitude. That right there, I just gave you is like the $1 million secret sauce. You want to have a big, rich, fulfilled life, belief and gratitude. Yes. So good. Yeah. And imagine that. This is great, Amber. That as great and as powerful and as miraculous, right? Jesus said we would be able to do greater works when we believe. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Exactly, Vivian, I love this. You can't fail if you never give up. Thomas Edison, in an interview, one person said, how do you feel when you failed 10,000 times before he invented the light bulb? He said, I didn't fail. I just went through 10,000 ways of how not to create a light bulb. It's your mindset. It's your mindset. That's why in the CEO Bootcamp, every single morning, Monday through Friday, we're going to be having CEO Mindset mornings. Because if your mind isn't right, nothing else matters. Your mind dictates all of it. So think about, for you, your level of belief. I did this last week. I asked the Momentum crew, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Be intentional that you get to be closer to the 10 and off the scale of a 10. Where and how can you believe more? So with that, yes, Jennifer, I love that. Absolutely. This is the key. This is the key. So if you're like, oh my gosh, like Jennifer, I need some mindset help, and you have a business, then my invitation to you is to go to the CEO Intensive and get registered for the bootcamp. We kick off on May 3rd. One of the highlights, one of the signature elements of that program is that you get a board of director. So as a CEO, CEOs report to a board of directors. You get assembled your own board of directors who's going to help you laser into your business, give you tips and strategies and ideas and connections. Because one of the big things is that you try to lone wolf it, you try to be out there doing it yourself, you're going to be in the same place you are this year, next year. Like, I'm just keeping it 100. You're going to be exactly where you are. Jim Rohn says, in order for things to change, you have to change. You can't will and wish and I hope. Faith without works is dead. So you can't say, yeah, I want to have my business grow. I want to have my life shifted. And then you're not willing to take the step forward. You're not willing to get uncomfortable. And that's where so many of us miss it. You want things to stay exactly as it is, but then just magically your business is a 6-figure, 7-figure business. Doesn't work that way. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to demonstrate your faith. You have to show God that, yes, I'm ready and willing to do the work. So go to the CEO Intensive, get yourself registered. There's a $250 down payment, which is a totally refundable payment. What that does for you is that it signals your seriousness, that your readiness. You and I will get on the phone. I will go through the program with you. One of the key things is, because it's also a mastermind, that there's a requirement for your level of participation. If you've been in a program and you just take the information, but you don't show up and you don't support and you don't give, well, we don't do that. You have to be saying yes, even if it's 8 out of 10 times that you meet, because we meet for 6 weeks, that my intention is to show up and be present. So, because those are the only people I want to work with, that I want to serve, the givers, the people who are like, yes, let me help you help you. A candle never loses its light when it lights another candle. Think about that. Most people don't want to be in a position of giving. It's like, oh, because if I help them, if I connect them with my person who has a TV station, then nothing. Because when you light a candle, guess what? Do you know that this candle still stays lit? The light doesn't just go from one to your light is still there. But you just caused a chain reaction. Now you've caught somebody else on fire, so they can go catch somebody else on fire. So let me know if you have any questions. I am so grateful. I am so appreciative of each and every one of you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for just being open, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, and I fully understand it, but just thank you for being open to hearing the information possibly for you in a new way, and connecting to life is short and life is now. Tomorrow is not promised. When is it time for you to take a stand for yourself? When is it time for you to break the routine of just being okay? When God created the heavens and the earth, he didn't say, it's okay, it's good enough. It's good enough. He says, it was good. You know that Nina Simone song when she goes, I'm feeling good, how she gets into, and I'm feeling good. Like it's, you hear in her soul, God said it was good. God called it a masterpiece. He was pleased. Are you pleased with your life? Are you pleased with where your business is? Or are you settling for just, it's good. It's good enough. Good enough doesn't transform the world. Good enough doesn't help the people that God assigned you. It doesn't. Good enough is just being selfish. It's about you. You're good. You got a roof over your head. You got food in the refrigerator. Your kids go to a good school. You're good. You're not looking outward and go, listen, tens of thousands of people in my community are not good right now. This is why I'm so rabid when it comes to helping entrepreneurs, and particularly female entrepreneurs. 1 in 5 businesses will fail in the first 5 years because they don't have access to resources and connections. Why? Why are we okay with that? Why? So listen, I could be so good, and I'm going to wrap you with this. I could be so good in the sense that all I have to do is write one strategy report, because I still do that for, big, massive Fortune 500 brands. I could just write one report and make $8,000, $10,000. Not a hard thing for me to do. I could do 2 of those and be like, I'm good. We're good. Me and my honey, we're good. We play our tennis, take our vacation. We're good. And not be concerned about the rest of the people in my community, in my global community, and decide, make time, dedicate to come on here every Monday through Friday for an hour to teach it. Do you think that if I was not focused on transforming the world, being more about just me being okay, the world gets to be okay too? So check in with yourself. Are you settling for it's okay, it's just good because you have heat? You have a roof over your head. Your kids have nice shoes. You're good, but you're not concerned about the rest of the people in the community and to take a stand for them so that they also get to be good. This is why I do what I do. I am passionate about this work. I am absolutely in love with the work that I do. I am so in my divine assignment. My wish for you is that you get to this place where you love it so much and you're reaching out. Uncomfortable, you're still reaching out because you know your people whom God assigned to you are waiting. Momentum Crew, I love you. Go check out the CEOintensive.com. If you're ready, here we go. So I will be back tomorrow morning, 10 Eastern, as I am every Monday through Friday, except on the days when I can't be here because I've got other things like getting my vaccine, which I did, and I'm grateful for that. But otherwise, my commitment is to be here for each and every one of you. So if you have any questions, just go to the CEOintensive.com. That will signal to me you have questions. You pay your $250, we get on the phone. You're like, you know what? I'm not ready. Your $250 gets refunded. But don't waste the time. May 3rd will be here before you know it. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, I really wish I had done that. You may what? They're doing role plays. They're doing CEO huddles. You get me every single day. There is no program that I'm doing right now where my clients get me every single day. You get the opportunity to do that. So go check it out. Take care. Be well. Mwah. Love you guys so much. Bye-bye.